Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Maybe you need a timeout.
Welcome to the Luke and Rory podcast. Here are two guys, knuckleheads if you may, who jump in front of a camera and do a Facebook Live show.
You know, it's exciting.
They've decided to take that Facebook Live show and put it into a podcast.
Oh, good for you.
Why? Because can you really get enough of Luke and Rory?
That's a good one.
Meet Luke Weaver, who's known for his dead sexy hair.
You are an awful man. You are truly a disappointment to its owner.
Meet Rory Pitts, who's never found an apple cup he can't be disappointed about.
I'm telling you, that man does not look stable.
Two guys who went to the same high school, love the same music, love sports, love movies, love their families.
Look at these clowns. Hand-picked monkeys.
All right, looks like the boys are caffeinated and ready to go.
Come on, get some coffee. You want some coffee?
That's enough nonsense. Now let's join the show.
Sound good?
And good. Ooh, look at us, dude. Did
Yeah.
you try? Did you change the angle?
We're caffeinated, all right. I did. It's 115%, or no, 115 degrees.
I was about to say, I feel like 100% of Luke and Rory is already too much.
See, because I mean, here, look at. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe are you watching on your phone?
I'm going to. Hold on.
Here, I'll do it on here. We can do this. Hello.
Oh.
We could do this, which is normal.
I
Or we could do this.
I like that 115.
Or we could do this auto frame, where it's going to make people seasick. Because I was testing it earlier, and it was doing all kinds of wonky things.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll keep it at 115. I don't want to make people seasick there.
Yeah, 115 is cool. That's
That'll
a
work.
cool view.
That'll work.
It's almost like a fisheye
Yeah,
kind of view.
yeah. Good morning,
Which
everyone.
we could use that to say we're really not this gross and fat, but it's the fisheye.
Yeah. Finally, I found a button for an excuse.
We're dead sexy.
Yeah, actually, that makes me look thinner.
You look
Yeah.
good, bud.
No.
You look
If I
good.
put the 90 degree on or the 78 degree.
Like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, I think I would do Facebook Rory.
Well, just wait a week and you'll be able to do that. Oh, did I piss somebody else off? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Luke and Rory Show. My name is not Luke. That's
You almost forgot your name.
It's Luke. I'm Rory. Hey, so have you heard about this commencement speech by Harrison Butker?
No, what happened? What happened? Hey, actually, I'm glad we're bringing this up. I'm glad we're bringing this up. So,
Wait. Is anybody on here?
we got a couple.
Besides you?
Let's give it a couple minutes, and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
I was going to ask you how your week was, but I don't want to get the folks on that. So.
How many times am I allowed to use the S word in our show today?
Well, seeing as you used it like 4 times last week, I think we're running slim.
Well, I'll tell you this. My week has gone so well that I've deleted Twitter. I've deleted Instagram. I didn't realize I had a TikTok account until this guy told me I had one.
Did you delete him or did you just take him off your phone?
Oh, no, I deleted him. I'm done with him.
He'll be back again next week, guys.
And he'll
be like, dang it, I lost everything.
I'm ready to move out with Uncle Ted. I'm ready to go live with Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
Uncle Ted was pretty darn accurate as to what the hell's been going on
Uncle
lately.
Ted Kaczynski did?
Oh, yes, Uncle Ted. Yeah. Rest in peace, Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
Now, listen, here's the thing. He was a bad dude.
I got Uncle Randy, so.
He was a bad dude for killing people. So I'm not glorifying that.
And the maiming.
But the thing is, his manifesto, which I still need to read, but from what I've heard,
work of art.
It wasn't too far off what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
If you've read it, chime in.
It's funny how.
People here.
Well, then you got old Uncle Randy.
Oh, yes.
Up there in North Idaho.
Leave him alone.
We lost Uncle Randy last year.
Yeah.
He went on to Old Blue Bayou. But,
not really his uncle, by the way.
But I wish he was. The irony is that if you actually read about Uncle Randy and the family, like good people, like not bad people, really weren't doing anything wrong.
It's a bad situation.
Just the government wanting to mess with them, and bad things happen.
Yeah.
And those of you who would disagree, like just read the story. Dude.
Awesome. We're losing people.
I don't care.
Awesome.
So just read the story of Uncle Randy.
This is how Luke and Rory dies in a glorious
siding
suicide
with off the grid anti-government workers and terrorists
I'm so
live on the show.
all right. You know what? We're 5 minutes into it. Say your piece about Harrison Butker.
Eric Bustner.
Yeah.
Well, first off, dude. This guy says to me this morning, I said, how you doing? He goes, I feel like I'm in an episode of Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Wake up, be disappointed, go to bed. Wake up, be disappointed, go to bed. It's been a tough week. That said, you and I got, holy crap. You and I, when your
Do you
wife
need to handle that?
when your wife pays a bill and then it hits you, like you get the note on your account and you're like, you just paid this much and this is what you have left. I'm like, holy crap, what are we doing over there?
How much should we pay?
Yeah, what is this for? I think you're lying.
Yeah, nobody's watching. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Why do you want to watch a bunch of conservative redneck, just hillbillies? I get it. Dude, I'm so angry. I am so angry. I am so angry at the response to last week. And
Well, but here's the thing. Here's the question, though.
And let me phrase this by saying I truly appreciate everybody's feedback. Not only on the show here, but I like hearing everybody else's feedback out there because it helps me
weed people out of my life.
I kid. Sort of. I kid.
Wait. What do you mean you kid?
Is this going to be a therapy session?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I got more thoughts, but go ahead.
My curiosity, though, in your thing, before we really delve into any of that, I mean, I from what I remember looking at it, because I missed some of it, because you took it down, or you didn't take it down, you just hit it. You're like, all right, after that.
Yeah.
It was about half and half, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or maybe even like 55-45.
And then my man David Magruder brought some levity to it, as he does.
Yeah. Well, you see, and this has been, Luke, for the 6, 7, 8 years we've been doing this damn show off and on.
Yeah, off and on, that's right, yeah.
That has always been my main thing. Can we have some common sense? Can we have a conversation here? And not only have I seen people lose, I'm going to say it, not only have I seen people lose their shit over this, when it's not necessary to lose it. The bottom line,
I think the sad thing is
bottom line is that if it doesn't affect you, then move on.
Yeah. I think the sad thing is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, we got 2 viewers now. 2 pissed. What?
Yeah.
No, not 1. So right now we're 50-50. Someone out there's pissed off at me for what I'm saying.
And they keep getting on and off.
Yeah.
well,
damn him. Okay, I'm back. Damn him.
I think that you're probably more upset, if I'm not mistaken. And correct me if I'm wrong. Not like you don't, but and I think this goes with a lot of things. Is I've always said we always say it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
Right. And I think this will be a good lead into the whole conversation. But when people that you care about personally, friends, family, whomever, attack you or question your character over a difference of a viewpoint, which is I know happened a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And that's where it's well, hold on. I do question your character, other people's character all the time, but not to your face.
I question my character, but not.
No, but I'm saying it's this whole thing of where we're at in the world right now that we cannot respect people having a difference of opinion.
No.
Or a difference of life. And what I hate is that the whole look, I'm not coming down on anybody, but I'm just saying the LGBTQ stuff, right? They're respect who I am, give me blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool.
Mary, make sure there is no sports talk. I don't think that's on the agenda today, so you might be safe.
Yeah, you might be safe.
Yeah.
But then those same people don't want to respect the fact that I have a different viewpoint or I was raised differently. You know what I'm saying? Which is very frustrating. It's you can't demand respect and not be willing to give respect.
Yeah.
That's the irritating part of this whole thing to me. Because, and we said this last week, at the end of the day, Harrison Butker was in rural Kansas talking to a very specific audience about beliefs that most of them shared, right? And
that's a great point right there. I've seen some commentators talk about, I can't believe he would say that to those women in that audience. And I'm thinking to myself, hold the front door for a second there, Brenda.
Yeah.
The audience was Catholics.
Well, most of the people don't even know what, no one even knew about Benedictine College until last week.
Right.
Like some D3 school in the middle of Kansas. Like no one had any idea. And then now they're trying to act like they know who's there, know the audience. Oh, I know who that audience is. No, you don't.
Here's the thing: when you got Bill Maher and Whoopi Goldberg making sense, you know the world is a little out of skew right now.
If Whoopi makes sense,
yes.
I'm like, oh, give her another movie. Nothing,
And she was even saying same thing that you were saying right now is that if we want respect from them, then we have to show them respect.
Speaking of Bill Maher, did you see him go on The View the other day and just light them up?
No, I need to see that.
Quality.
I need to see that.
Quality.
And again, it just comes back to common sense.
Good morning, Krista.
And I've said this to people on social media. I've said this to people in real life. If that's not how you raise your family, then why do you care?
Yeah.
The other thing I've thought about a lot this weekend is we've tried it with society, culture.
Yeah.
We've tried it this crazy way, and it's my opinion. We've tried it this crazy way for the last 10, 15, 20 years. It's not working. It's not working. Our society is, I feel, like a wet paper bag.
Well, I told you.
At any moment, it's going to just fall apart.
I've told you I don't think the United States will be here in the next 50 years, as we know it.
And I'm seeing more articles, people talking about that.
And I'm here for it. I want to live to be 100 just so I can be like, I told you so.
Of course you do.
That's the only reason I want to make it that long.
You're going to be like that old man in Breaking Bad. And Grandpa, you were correct about this, weren't you? Ding, 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 ding.
You ever see Secondhand Lions?
What?
You see Secondhand Lions?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they just sit on their porch, and anybody who comes tries to approach their property, they start shooting at them. And I'm like, oh my God, my spirit animals. I'm like, this is me.
And I've heard some people say, well, what about all the people? Because obviously we know what's coming up next month. Harrison Butker brought it to our attention, but we all know what's coming next month. And the thing is, I don't support it. I don't agree with it. I don't support it. But you know what? I'm not going to be out there protesting. I'm going to go do something else with my life.
I got other things to do.
And I guess that's the same thing here, is that this was in a public-private setting at a Catholic school. I've beaten it to death.
Yeah.
I've beaten it to death.
Here's so many people tuned in yesterday to the Chiefs press conference.
Oh yeah,
the offseason press conference.
I love the fact that the wife of the owner and the daughter of the owner, or was it just the daughter of the owner?
The daughter of the owner, I think,
came out in support of Harrison Butker.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that I think people need to take note of this week. One, Patrick Mahomes, everyone was like, they were trying to prod him into and he was like, no, I love Harrison. And he was just like, he goes, I don't have to agree with everything he says to know that he's a great man.
Right.
That's what he said.
Right.
He's like, and what makes us great as a team and as America is that we can have differences of opinions and talk through them. And he was like, but I know Harrison Butker and what kind of a man he is. So I'm not, why would I be upset about that? So then the reporters came in to talk to Andy Reid, the walrus. And here's what's great. The first reporter tried to bait him into how do you let somebody on your team, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I let you in this room, don't I? And I don't like any of you. And I was like, attaboy, walrus.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
That right there in a nutshell is what irritates me about society right now.
I know.
Is just logically think about what you're saying for a second. How can you let a guy like him on your football team?
Yeah. I know.
Him?
He just literally was like, I let all of you in this room and I don't like you guys. And then he went on to say, he was just like, what makes America great is our differences of opinions and the fact that we can have them. He goes, I got 100 guys in there. You think that they all think the same way, for God's sakes?
Right.
And he was like, I love Harrison. He went on to say, and I was like, and I think it really irritated some people.
Good. I don't care.
And then even more irritating is that a study came out the other day that's been quoted by a bunch of people that 84%, I don't know if you guys know this, but 84% is the overwhelming majority of 100% of working women that were polled say they wish they could be stay-at-home moms. 84%. Now, look, I'm not saying that they have to. I'm not saying that even after they'd been there a week or two, they'd want to stay there. They might be like, my kids are crazy. Hell no, I'm out. That said, he didn't say anything truly offensive, considering the audience. But then 84% of women polled say, "Oh, dude, I'd love that." Like, I mean,
And I saw a couple commentaries last week that were saying
morning, gents.
women should have a choice. If they want to go into the workplace or they want to be a stay-at-home mom, they should have the choice.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the speech?
I know.
At no point did he say you have no choice. You're $100,000 in debt, but go be a stay-at-home mom. It's like you could tell who listened to the speech and who didn't. And the thing is, if you listen to the whole speech and didn't agree with it, cool. Not your cup of tea.
And
Move
honestly,
on with your
you had a
life.
gal, a friend of ours from high school last week that commented. She was irate. And then you were like, watch the whole thing. And I think she did.
Yeah.
And then she came back and was just like, hey, I appreciate it. I spoke out of turn.
That's right. Yes,
And so
she did.
good on her for coming back.
Yep.
Like, that's not the typical American individual. They will just dig in their
Because
heels.
the thing is, I'm not looking for a win in this scenario. I truly am not looking for a win. I'm just looking for common sense and understanding. And if you've watched it and you don't agree with it, that's cool. But if you didn't watch it and you just took the sound bites and you just started going off and acting all crazy and lunatic-like, men too. There's some effeminate men out there. I'll say it.
Yeah.
There's some effeminate men out there that are trying to get brownie points or something.
Dude, there's
It's like, listen to it, watch it, and then make an educated discussion about it.
There's some great points on here. First, I'm going to get to Sam Buffington because at the last minute yesterday, he told me he was too nervous to come on the show. Sam, we are going to raid your emails. I'm going to show up on your front door, and we're going to – you couldn't be worse than David Quantrell. Yes, I'm calling you out live, Q. We're going to get you on here, buddy.
Yeah, and the thing is, Sam, is I actually did ask Luke yesterday before I put together our graphic and our write-up for the show. I said, hey, is Sam going to join us or not? And he said, no, not this time.
He's like, dude, I'm not ready for it. So we're going to work on them. Renee, to each their own. Thank you. President, we have some knowledge and some what's the word I'm looking for? Understanding, whatever, being dropped from the president of the Kitsap County Fan Club, Renee Shepard, who we love dearly. Nathan says, I didn't even see it. Good on you. But Renee also says, I mean, let's be honest, can anyone really afford that these days? And that's a great point. Like,
yeah,
the way inflation. I was reading some report about this a couple months ago, actually, before all this blew up, of what it looked like, say, in the 50s when women could stay home and the inflation and that salaries haven't grown at the rate that inflation has. And so it's almost impossible. And that's a great point. And then there's another, Tammy says, I know a number of men that stay at home while mom works. Yeah, we have our buddy Dane.
Yeah.
Our buddy Dane Train, dude, he's got his hands in a lot, but he's mainly a stay-at-home dad because his wife has got a sweet job that she likes and makes good money. And so, there's nothing wrong with that.
And the thing is if you're religious or if you're not religious, God calls us for certain roles in marriage.
Yeah.
Now, situations can also dictate that things might have to be swapped. And that's fine. It's not like God is going to say, well, because you're a stay-at-home dad, you're a piece of shit. He's not going to say that. You're taking care of your kid. You're raising your kid. And I can tell you, the way the schools are nowadays, yeah, I'm blowing up the schools too today. Apparently, I'm just setting everything on fire. The way the schools are today, I wouldn't stay at home. And honestly, Tammy, I got the comment still up here. If I could be a stay-at-home dad,
oh, man.
Hey, sign me up.
The cigars that would be inhaled. Let me tell you what.
Hey, come here, Ryan.
Yeah.
Have a little rum.
I'd be the best bartender. I'd be just dabbling. Oh, gosh. All right, what do we got? Sam says he's shaking. Come by my house. Buddy, I'm going to show up and we're going to do the show is what we're going to do. Mary says common sense isn't common sense anymore because feelings are more important than facts. True story. Let's see. Paul, I only deleted one comment from the debate on my page. The woman said, we don't need to explain to us by a man like you. There's tolerance for you. There it is. Yeah, the tolerant left. Dane, I'm annoyed I can't listen in because the comments look juicy. Once I'm off this call, I'm so jumping into this dumpster fire. I'm listening now. What about stay-at-home dads? Literally, I just brought you up, Dane.
Yeah, you just missed it.
I literally was like, our buddy
We were just
Dane
giving high fives.
is a stay-at-home dad a lot because his wife has a sweet kick-arse job that she loves. And so he loves it. Dude, and Dane loves it. Like, he's out golfing with his kid, man, having a good time.
Right. And I'll say it again, Dane, because you might not have heard it. But the thing is that God is not saying to you, well, you're a piece of crap because you're a stay-at-home dad. God is saying you're taking care of your family and you're raising your child.
Yeah.
That's what's the most important part. And he talks about that in the speech. The absentee fathers. You know who's not an absentee father? Dane. Dane is not an absentee father. He is totally in his kid's life. That is what we need.
Bro,
and if you're offended by that, if you're offended that there are absentee fathers out there or bringing it up, there's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a problem because, and you know what? You know what I loved about his speech?
Crap. Know your role and shut your mouth. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
You know what I like what he said?
Yeah.
Is he didn't point out any race or religion or creed or color or anything like that.
No.
Stay-at-home or absentee fathers are a problem across the board.
Put Tammy's last comment up on there if you wouldn't mind. Or was it Tammy or is it Mary? No, put Mary's last comment.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. What is crazy too, the stay-at-home parents' work isn't valued. It is literally the most important work. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. 100%. And my kids that are in public school, I'm here to tell you, some of these kids need a stay-at-home parent. These kids are wild, bro. Like, just wild. But, I'm blown away, honestly, by – I feel like this is just the whole people wanting to be offended by something. And and it was just
this is the flavor of the week.
Even the people that I talked to last week that were offended, when it's come down to it, I've been like, well, would you be a stay-at-home mom if you wanted it, if you could? And they're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know why you're so upset then.
Hey, to bring it back to what Renee said earlier, you're absolutely right. This economy that we're in right now for the last 40, 50, 60 years, where it's almost a necessity to have two incomes, you're right. Not everybody can do it. And I'll be quite frank with you. I barely do it.
Yeah.
I barely do it. You all might think that Luke and I are out there rolling in our Benzes and just, we're in Miami with our cigar boats and we're doing this and that. Hell no. I'll tell you, this guy busts his ass because we're a single income family.
I've gotten this. He says the level of weird looks like it when I'm out and about and play spaces. And I'm the only dad in the sea of moms. It's sad and annoying. Actually, I know that feeling because, like, when Maddie and Lainey, any of my kids, really, since I'm in real estate, I can take time. And it's funny, when there's been times I've taken my kid to a play thing in the middle of the day, and I'm one dad, and there's like 10 moms. They're all looking at me like, they almost want to, like, come talk to me like I'm like a weird foreigner. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's it like where you live?
You do look like a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I know.
But when there's a gaggle of dads, we all realize we're in a brotherhood. Yes, Dane.
Luke fits in a Benz. He's like 7'4". I do not fit in Benz. I do not.
All right, so I honestly didn't mean to go off on that tangent rant for the last 20 minutes.
Yes.
I didn't mean to, but I'm going to tell you, it's been pent up.
I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty about it. And the thing is if after today, if you unfriend me or unfriend Luke because of our opinion on all this stuff,
I won't even notice.
You know what's sad? Yeah.
I won't even notice. What is it ridiculous?
Because here's the thing. Everybody that I friend on Facebook, I would go have a cup of coffee with. But if you feel like that you can't handle my opinion on this stuff, then maybe it's not even worth a cup of coffee of getting together. I'm tired. I'm really tired of all this bullshit in our world.
Renee says everything is so damn expensive. You can't even get penny candy anymore. Those are facts. And then Dane comes up with, I love Rory tangents. They bring me all the warm and fuzzies. Dane, it's not as warm and fuzzy from where I'm sitting.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a wild hand to catch me.
Oh, it's going to happen.
No, but I think wrap it up. If you're offended, this is what I would say, honestly. Go listen to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid's comments about Harrison Butker yesterday and what a good man he is, and the fact that they can disagree and still respect each other and love each other, and then move on with your life.
And if you really can't move on with your life, go listen to President Biden's commencement speech at Morehouse College.
Did you see the ones that
and then tell me how offensive that is.
Did you see some of the grads turn their back to him and sit with their back
to him? Should.
Yeah. I know.
And again, it doesn't affect me. I'm not a Morehouse College grad. I'm not in that community, that culture, so it shouldn't bother me. And it doesn't. I just move on with my life. But if you want to be offended by something, I mean, can we also talk about the fact that the New York governor made a comment 2 weeks ago that did she say black youth in the inner city did not know what computers are?
Yeah, I know. No, that's fine, dude. That's fine. Mary said, I had to block a couple of relatives during COVID and haven't unblocked them. Right. Tammy says, we're pretty different guys, but I value your thoughts. Oh, we love you too, Tammy. Dane, did Biden actually put together a cohesive sentence during this week? I feel the same about Trump speeches. I'm at a doctor's appointment, so I'm in and out. Makes for an eclectic show. Absolutely. Renee says, this bothers me so much because it's more about mind your own business. If it doesn't directly affect you in life, then be quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? This is the honestly, I was having a discussion with, and I'll be like, he'll never see this. Maybe he does. I've told him this about my dad and I were having this discussion about President Trump the first time around or whatever. And he was so angry about President Trump at the end of the 4 years. And it was funny because he told me that if President Trump got elected, he was going to move. And I kept waiting because he told me he was going to Costa Rica, and I was really excited about it because I wanted to visit Costa Rica, and then he never went, so I'm kind of pissed. And then he told me this. He told me a while ago that he's going to move. He told me again he's going to move if he gets reelected, and I was just like, "You're a liar," because you said this to me. I'm going to hold you to it because I want to go to Costa Rica. But anyways, at the end of his, I literally asked my dad. I was like, "Hey, dude, how much has your life changed since President Trump in the last 4 years?" He's like, "Well," and I was like, "No, seriously, like, how bad is your life?" Because I remember you told me how bad it was going to be, and blah, 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 and he got angry because he was like, "Well, I mean, it's fine," but then I'm like, just move on. Just why be so angry about this? Just
these are
move
the
on.
same guys that said that Trump won't give up power.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 years later.
Yeah. Just anyway, let's not go off on that.
And again, we're not Trump supporters. If it was our choice, it would be a completely different candidate running against Biden.
Oh my gosh,
But we get the candidates that we deserve. Way to go, America! Way to go.
Golly, dude. I'm voting for. I don't know who I'm going to vote for.
What is that one guy? What's that one guy's name? Puts a boot on his head. Oh, what is his name?
no.
I want to call him Darth Sidious, but that's not it. Somebody knows. Vermin Supreme.
Vermin Supreme? I don't even know that.
Oh
dude.
my gosh, dude. Here, let me pull up Vermin Supreme real quick for you. Vermin Supreme.
Condoleezza Rice. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Vermin Supreme.
Here's what I think. And
This guy is a performance artist and activist, and he
is
running for president.
Yes.
Here. You know what, you guys? At this point,
that's who I'm voting for.
We are in the movie Idiocracy, and we should all vote for Vermin Supreme.
Dane says, I feel like Kanye West should be president just to make it a trifecta of crap shows. Here's what I think. Oh
my God.
Years back, it used to be the two would run, and then the winner would be president, and then they would make the loser vice president. I think we should do that again.
Oh.
Can you imagine if like Trump won and Biden was the vice, or the other way around?
And the cabinet has to be a mix.
Yeah.
It has to be a mix of the two parties.
The president maybe gets to pick like one more than the other, but
well, let me ask you a question. In this, please be gentle, everybody out there. Was Andrew Johnson a Democrat?
Is Ralph Nader or Ross Perot running again? Andrew Johnson, a Democrat? Was he a Whig?
It was Abraham Lincoln's vice president.
I believe he was.
A Democrat.
Yeah.
So think about that.
I think it's only changed it to where we have it now in the last like 100 years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Boy, could you imagine? You know, on one hand, that would be nice because crazy shit wouldn't happen fast.
By the way, it's undisputed who the greatest president is of all time, and I don't want to hear any arguments. It's undisputed. It's Abraham Lincoln. It's always will be Abraham Lincoln. It is what it is. And we hold the title because he was a Republican. So you can never take that from us.
I thought it was the president from Independence Day.
You never take dude. Bill Pullman?
Yeah.
That dude got in the jet, bro.
I know.
We need a president like Bill Pullman.
Yeah. I agree.
Joe Rogan, 2024. Oh,
Why?
Gosh.
What the hell? Why are the comments not showing up on my side now?
I don't know, dude. Bring it back up. It'll catch up. It'll catch up.
Yeah, it'll just be like freaking constipation.
All right. What else we got?
So, okay, let's lighten the mood. We got 10 people here now. So I ran across this article the other day, and it was the top 15 greatest hits albums of all time.
F&A, God.
Yeah, talk about a mouthful. And so I went through this guy's list, and I did not necessarily agree with it. So I decided.
I knew it. Look at how perfect timing. How perfect timing. Paul says, but the left thought the party switched. BS. And then Tammy follows with political parties have flopped. You got. Oh, Tammy, I love you, but I don't want to hear those shenanigans. I love when people. I love when every Democrat was like, "Oh no, no! It's just Abraham Lincoln is an old school Democrat." I'm like, "Oh, geez, here we go." Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Anywho, actually,
See,
you know what's
the thing
funny
is
is most of my and this will probably bother you, Tammy, but it is what it is. Most of my friends of the LGBT persuasion or minority persuasions, if you want to call them, are conservative and cannot and don't vote Democrat.
Bro, I'm going to share this story. So we had a closing this year.
Paul followed up with, "See, there it is."
I can't, man, this has pissed me off. I can't see any of the comments. So we had a closing this year, and our client, they had the flag outside their house when we first met them.
Yeah, we were a little like,
and we were thinking, well, you know what? We're men to our word. We don't care. We will take care of you. We will provide our services.
I go, "Did you got one in the chamber?" Anyway,
so we get inside. We have a conversation with who became our client, and talk about being flipped 180 degrees. This person, we asked him, "So why you selling?" "I want to get the hell out of Washington. The politics in the state are so crazy. All these people with crime and da-da-da-da-da." And when Luke and I left the meeting, we just both looked at each other and went, "What just happened?"
I know I hugged that woman on the way out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But again, it goes to show that people can get along. We had a great
She was
we had
great.
a great relationship
I
throughout
liked her.
that entire transaction.
I liked her a lot, dude.
And the thing is, that's her lifestyle. I don't agree with it, but we can be cool. She probably doesn't agree with my faith. That's fine. We can be cool. Woo! See, there's a flying hand.
Why do you think I'm over here? Look out.
Okay, I'm getting pissed off. You're getting all the comments, and I'm not getting anything. Come on.
Well, our audience is like arguing with each other now, which is great.
Oh, cool.
Anywho,
well, you're gonna have to fill in. If there's any good comments, you're gonna have to fill in because for some reason our comments have died.
So there's a tangent I want to go off in here right now
and let's come back to the music.
I don't. I'm not really going to go off on it. But
Okay.
what I would encourage people to do with this whole like, it's old school Democrat, go out and look at the go out and actually look at the voting demographics and who's voting what. The conservative LGBT vote is a huge growing vote, as is the minority conservative vote.
What did you just get warned about? You just got warned about something. You better look at your text.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, to my wife. She's watching. She's like, "Be careful, you're going off on a tangent." No. What I'm saying is if you actually look at the voting demographics, the largest, by a long shot, who votes Democrat are well-to-do whites.
Yeah.
Comparatively, and it's funny because they're always like this whole, well, the minority this and the minority that, or the LGBTQ community this, and actually the conservative vote within the LGBT community is growing at a rapid rate, as is the conservative vote in the minority community. But you cannot convince the well-to-do white Democrat of that. You know, I mean, you just can't. Like, no matter what facts or stats you put in front of them, which is the weirdest thing to me.
And I'll just tell you, those stats are interesting to me, but I also hate those stats too because it still puts forth
It's my wife.
It still puts forth this entire notion that here's the black Democrat, or here's the black demographics, here's the white demographics, here's the uneducated demographics, here's the educated demographics, here's the Asian demographics, here's the Mexican demographics. I understand that, but then it just makes me think, well, then that party is just going to pander to that demographic. Because I mean, how many times, and I'll say it, how many times have the Democrats pandered to African Americans, to the black demographic? A lot of times. And it's very just, it's disgusting. It's disgusting at what they do.
Well, that's why I told you most of my minority friends that vote conservative for that reason. They're like, we've seen through it now. Like, so anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Guys, we appreciate the discussion. I will end this segment by saying this. It is okay to disagree. It is okay to disagree on abortion, on euthanasia, on this stuff with Harrison Butker, on LGBT stuff. It's okay. You can still respect and love each other, right, and look out for each other.
Go grab a coffee, grab a beer, grab lunch.
Tammy, I love you. We're going to disagree on this. Is it pandering or is it caring? It's pandering. It's pandering, masks is caring, and it's convincing people like you that it's caring. But most of the community of the minorities are now getting tired of it and are starting to say it's not caring. It's not.
And to Tammy's point, because again, I can't see the comments. I got to look at Luke's phone here. To Tammy's point, Republicans do this too. It's not just Democrats. Yeah. I mean, Republicans you get like Sarah Palin and even Lauren Boebert get on stage with their sidearm and their America. Yeah. So to Tammy's point,
we do it too.
The Republicans do it too. They do the pandering too. And we're seeing through that as well, because
Tammy,
I can tell
Tammy,
you,
and I know you care. You're not a politician.
Yeah.
The politicians are who we're talking about.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, and Krabs says, and I care too. And he's a conservative and not a politician.
Yeah.
All right.
And the thing is, we know Tammy. We know Tammy's heart.
Yeah.
She's got you have such a good heart.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
if there were more people like Tammy who were on that side of the political spectrum, holy crap, our country would actually be in a better place.
Yeah, you could be. Tammy, you should. God, I would be behind you 100%. All right, let's move on.
Music.
Greatest hits albums. This is a cool conversation.
Yeah, I thought so too. So I did some research.
So you got a list.
I did, yeah. I put together a list, did some research, and
you know why this is great too, by the way, is anymore greatest hits albums come out far too soon. Like a band will have like 2 albums and they're like, hey, we're putting out a greatest hits. And I'm like, hold the phone. You've had like 5 singles released. So anyway.
All right, I'm going to try and I don't know if our comments on here are constipated or what. So I'm going to try and do that. And then I'm going to see if I can break it through. Foo Fighters are the best rock band. That'll piss some people off. But let's see if that goes through. I'm literally trying to break through.
That popped up.
Okay.
Interesting. But it didn't show up on mine.
And we're still on Facebook.
Random.
That was an underneath the breath F word, so that doesn't count.
It doesn't count as our one allotment.
Yeah.
It has to be an angry,
yes,
loud,
yes,
boisterous
it has to be
F-word. Yeah.
absolute.
An excitable F-word.
By the way, I utilize the old Chat GPT when I'm making those things on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And I asked Chat GPT to do our Facebook post in the style of Peaky Blinders. I couldn't post it, you guys.
Yeah.
If you've seen the show Peaky Blinders,
greatest show of all time.
I couldn't post the post.
Oh, yeah.
I would have been canceled. Who the hell is this guy?
No.
Oh, man. Are you going to join us? We're talking music. You just missed all the political stuff.
Good to see you, brother.
Oh, I would love to.
David
Look at that.
Contrell,
David
folks.
Contrell, ladies and gentlemen. Sam, this is the guy right here.
Yeah, I've been trying my buddy Sam when he says he gets too nervous. And I was like, Q pulled it off.
Hey, Tammy's still on here.
He had to unlock himself after about 30 seconds.
I think Tammy's still on here. Say hi to Tammy.
Hey, Tammy!
Yeah, buddy.
I just came down to use their Wi-Fi because someone cut or something happened to the internet up into Holly. So
actually, there was an article into Holly, by the way, in the news.
I heard there's been a couple.
Yeah, they're ripping into it pretty bad.
Were they?
Welcome to Tahali.
Which one was it? The one about the breaking into the cars?
No, it was the one about Pierce County and basically Tahali being the poorest planning thing of all time.
Yeah. Well,
it's not that bad. It's not that.
They're like Pierce County allowed a bunch of builders to put thousands of homes out in the middle of woods with 1-lane road each way going in and out.
It's 2 now. It's 2 lanes each way now.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
When did they do that? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
They started it. Then they found like a rare frog and shut it down. Or something.
It's like in Thurston County, you can't go because of the moles or whatever, the gophers.
Bunch of tree huggers running the state. It's
oh boy, now you're gonna piss off the tree hugger.
Oh,
you've already pissed off everybody
careful.
else.
I'm pretty sure me and you fought for the freedom of speech.
No.
Say whatever the hell I want.
Unless you're a kicker in the NFL, then you have no freedom of speech.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
boy.
I was on vacation.
You were in Italy.
I was in Italy.
Yeah.
David, you look great, says Tammy.
Oh, good.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed that my comments are not coming through on here.
You got no comments. Yeah,
I heard you swear.
I didn't hear you guys back here. I was actually looking for a quiet spot to work. That's not it.
You're in the wrong area.
So my office burnt down, and now my internet's not working in my house. So
David Quantrell is a country song.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not, by the way, if you updating us on your life a few weeks ago isn't like the best live video of all time, you should do.
Yeah.
Kid tried to get stolen. Your office burnt to the ground.
Daughter stopped breathing in the middle of the night.
Yeah. That was a hell of a week.
Every week was something else. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, then I'm like, I'm in the country. So you just roll this.
Did it
roll
help?
the dice. Oh yeah, nothing weird happened there.
So Nathan goes, I hug trees with consent.
He gets permission first.
Yeah,
You spend
absolutely.
enough time in the woods, the trees look real nice.
I
So,
like
baby.
that knot.
Yeah.
Like that knot right there. Man.
What are you doing later?
I'm into alders. They're
I
flexible.
like how you're moving around.
Yeah. Alders are flexible and smooth.
Oh, this took a left.
And we're canceled.
Yeah. Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah. I saw a comment though that you guys had a rough one last week. What rough show? or
Oh,
something?
it was interesting. Go watch the beginning of this
Oh,
show.
we were talking about the comments by you were in Italy by the kicker of the Chiefs at that
Harrison
commencement,
Butker.
Harrison Butker.
He made like a speech about something about.
What he said is women should be able to stay at home and take care of kids, and it's a good thing. And what the hysterical left heard was, "Get your ass in the kitchen, woman."
Yeah.
So the whole
Yeah.
world came on fire, dude.
Yeah, what's that one UFC fighter says that though? He's pretty hardcore. That
Oh,
way.
dude. Is it Sean Strickland? I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing out of the kitchen.
Make me a
I'm like,
sandwich.
Good Lord, buddy. Yeah. A little far one way, are we? Yeah, wow, bud.
All right. So hold on. We got what is it?
Yeah,
Jensen.
I gotta break
So
open
just
the
to
phone
recap,
here.
this morning's discussion was about a speech delivered by an NFL kicker. Must be a slow week of news. Yeah.
I wonder what
Facts.
that was to cover up.
Oh yeah,
I wonder what was
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie
I'm always
on there.
thinking that.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking that.
So,
All right, I'm finally pulling this up. Ed Keeley's finally watching.
Yeah.
Ed,
Oh, thank God.
Ed, you missed all
Let's
the
talk about
excitement.
music before Ed starts talking.
Yeah. Oh, no, you guys can talk about the Iranian president.
No.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It was a hard landing.
And nobody understands that he's not like the president of the U.S.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
they have
right.
what they call a supreme leader.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's no such thing as a hard landing in a helicopter.
Oh no, there is. There
No.
is.
It hurts. I've done this.
It's
Yeah.
called a crash.
Yeah. I did a hard landing while I was spy rigging, and I was like, golly, rolled an ankle on that one. Can we bring it down a little gentler, fellas?
All right, I'll let you guys get back.
All right,
we're gonna talk
all
about
right.
music.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Love you,
Get out of
buddy.
here. All right, so greatest hits albums. Basically, tried my best, but not really. Put in a little bit of effort. Tried to base it basically off of copies sold, but we're just going to talk about it because we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a tie right around 20 million copies. Again, I don't know if these numbers are correct, but go with it. You got Michael Jackson, History, Past, Present, Future. So that's got that's got songs like Billie Jean,
Ed, nice try. We've moved on, bud.
Rock
Anyway,
With You. Let's see why. See, it's not even working on my phone here.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And so, Michael Jackson, say what you want about his personal life. I've got a tinfoil hat theory, but I don't got time to roll that out today. But dude was freaking talented.
Yeah. I mean,
all of his hits are on that album too.
I know people were telling me, like, you can't listen to his music anymore. I'm like, you can do what you want, but
Yeah.
bro, rock with me. I'm after it.
I mean, how many times do you hear Thriller during Halloween, October?
Oh, dude. You know what people forget is that old song by I Always Feel Like Somebody's
Right.
watching me. It's not him. It's
No.
but it's a great song. It's a great Halloween song.
Isn't that his? But he's doing the backgrounds.
He does all the hook stuff.
Yeah.
But it's somebody else's song that does.
I want to say Rocco, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it. We listen to it all the time on.
So we kind of like I said, we got a log jam here. You got Fleetwood Mac Greatest Hits, which had songs "Go Your Own Way," "Dreams," Rihanna. What I found interesting,
Yeah.
is The Chain is not on this album.
Really,
That seems like a crime to me.
that does seem like a
I
crime.
love The Chain. I think that's such a good song.
Let me tell you this about Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, there's my sister. What's
Oh.
up, Sarah?
Yeah, that girl. What's up, weirdos? So I'm not the biggest Fleetwood Mac fan. I never have been. Like, I think they're good. I'm not like, you're never going to see me like pull out their album. Like, it's just like, we did have our graduation song in high school was "Don't Stop" by Fleetwood Mac, which was perfect. It was a great song for graduation, and it was great. I'm not the biggest fan. That being said, I can understand why Fleetwood Mac would be included in the greatest hits.
Yeah. Oh,
Top
absolutely.
20s. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't realize how much Lindsey Buckingham did outside of Fleetwood Mac.
That's a great comment, by the way. Nathan's just like talking about what we were talking about earlier. He said, if I had a opportunity to hang out with Vincent Van Gogh, I'd pass. But I still want to appreciate his artwork. Yeah. That's
Mariah, good morning. Good to see you on here, Mariah. All right, so then the next one here at 20 million is Bob Marley and the Wailers. One Love.
Dude, Bob Marley's
Get Up,
got
Stand
some
Up,
great
Jamming.
songs, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And I think, too, you're talking about a guy who was more than just music. He was kind of a movement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was a symbol. Absolutely.
Yeah, and still is. So
Yeah.
that's a great one.
Sarah says, I don't really like them much either, and I don't get the hubbub about Stevie Nicks. Maybe I'm just too young.
The GOAT, dude?
You know what's interesting to me is I don't think Nickelback has the greatest hits album yet.
Mike, I'm going to punch you.
But I'm with you, Mike.
He said, I'll see myself out.
Mike, come back in. You're okay with me. You're
the water
okay
is
with me.
warm.
I'm with you, Sarah, in the sense of I heard Stevie Nicks do a collaboration with Dave Grohl about 10, 15 years ago. Not a big fan.
My dad calls her the GOAT and not the greatest of all time. He says she sounds like a goat. She'll come on. He's like, no, not the GOAT. And like, move on.
But the thing is, I do like listening to her in Fleetwood Mac. I'm okay with her in Fleetwood Mac. I just don't necessarily like her solo work.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I think The Landslide is a phenomenal song.
Yeah.
The lyrics, the whole thing. I just don't like her singing it. Like, can we get someone else to sing this?
What, the Dixie Chicks?
Oh, God, no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Stop the show.
Hold on. No. The Chicks. Yeah.
So much better.
Tammy said it was about her style at the time. Yeah, I know. She was like an icon.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so number 8, my man, Billy Joel.
Bro, you're going to be hanging out with this man soon.
I'm going to hang out with this man tomorrow night.
Yeah.
He is coming to T-Mobile Park.
I love Billy Joel. I think Billy Joel is phenomenal.
Yep.
All 5'2" of them.
Yep. To me, he is New York.
Yeah.
When I think of New York, I think of Billy Joel.
Yeah. Uptown Girl.
Piano Man, New York State of Mind. We Didn't Start the Fire.
What are some other ones I'm thinking about? Oh, what's the one? For the Longest Time. Great song. For the longest time.
So I have a problem.
In the middle of the night.
Yes,
your
the
sister.
river. Yep.
Are there any one-hit wonders you wish released another album? Yeah, I can get to that. But let's move on for a second.
Okay, so because we're an equal opportunity list here, number 7, who has more, I guess, than Billy Joel, is the old Kenny Rogers.
Bro, Kenny is
the Gambler.
The Gambler was incredible, dude.
Oh yeah,
great storyteller. My favorite song by Kenny Rogers. A lot of people would say The Gambler or Lady.
Renee says, you're both fired. Saw Stevie Nicks and the Gorge Amazing in concert. Sang Tom Petty songs, also killed it.
I think, you know what, I Stevie Nicks is probably one of those ones, if someone was like, hey, you want tickets to go to Nicks on Friday night? I'd probably say, sure.
The New York Knicks? Oh, Stevie Nicks. Okay.
But like, she's one of those ones that like falls into that category of like, if you're given the opportunity to go, sure, why not? It's an icon. Why wouldn't I go? And then I'd probably have a great time.
Right.
You know, but I'm just not like putting her music on.
Yeah.
My favorite song by Kenny Rogers though is The Greatest.
Wait, what? Aside from Footloose, no idea what the dude sings. Sarah, Kenny Rogers does not sing Footloose.
She's talking about Kenny
Loggins.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, fix your family.
My family's a wreck right now. I don't.
Oh no, don't go away. Stay away.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
No, not that Kenny.
Not that Kenny.
Kenny Rogers.
Favorite song by Kenny Rogers for me is The Greatest. About the little boy with the baseball bat. Little boy. Oh my God, Rory.
I'll have to listen to it.
As soon as we're done here. You'll cry too. It's the greatest song ever.
Great.
It's the greatest song ever.
Great. I almost lost my F-bomb.
Shut up. I'm too young for you old asses. Oh, and your family's back on track. All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go.
Oh boy. All right, number 6. Elton John.
Elton, dude.
And that is that is a really good album. Saturday Night's all right. Rocket Man, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
I mean, I just grabbed the 3 songs off of each album. But I mean, you could listen to that.
Yeah,
and no problem.
Elton's got a bunch of great hits. Tiny Dancer is not listed on that top 3, but it's probably my favorite song by Elton.
You know what? The problem is that Friends has ruined that song for me.
Oh, yeah.
Hold me close now, Tony Danza.
Rocket Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu, dude.
Man. Rocket Man.
What's my sister's favorite song? My sister loves Elton John. Jordan loves Elton John. And her favorite one that she always sings is it's on that hits. Oh, no, it's killing me. Name some songs, dude.
I can't
move on from this.
Oh, boy.
I can't
Elton
move
John.
on. Oh, my gosh.
You have to look it up?
Dang
Look
it.
it up.
Dang it.
Look it up.
As soon as I see it, too, I'm
look
going to be
it
like,
up. Look it up. I'm on fire. Sorry, they're not a greatest hits album.
what? Oh, of course I have.
Oh, boy. How's your internet?
Yeah. Look at the SOS because I keep losing my SIM card. Yeah.
Bro, you got to fix that. Madman Across the Water?
No. Oh, my F.
If this was a rated R show, I'd give you some other
Here we
ideas.
go. Here we go. I'm going to go to artist. Let's see. Oh, I'm Still Standing. Good song.
I'm still standing.
Oh,
I like that.
Benny and the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there we go. That's my sister's favorite. Yeah.
Okay, Benny and the Jets. There we go.
All right. Carry on.
There we go. Okay, so now we're going to get into some.
And I'm back to watching our show.
Yeah. So number 5, Queen, Greatest Hits.
That's a great album, dude. Queen is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, it's got everything.
How can you not love Freddie Mercury and Queen, dude?
Bohemian. You know what? I saw somebody with a T-shirt the other day. Freddie Krueger Mercury.
Oh, man.
That was freaking cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, you got Bohemian Rhapsody.
Leave On, dude. Leave On. Great one.
Leave
Madman Across the Water. Leave On. Yeah, he's Crabs dropping song. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Man, we're getting into something here that's going to drive me nuts. Go ahead, though.
But yeah, Queen. I mean, fantastic. Round bottom girls.
Fat bottom
girls.
Not flat, dude. We don't want flat bottom girls.
And you're canceled.
Canceled. Actually, my favorite Queen song is Fat Bottom Girls.
Bicycle. My buddy Jeremy from high school. We would crank that up in his Mustang because he had a 1980 something Mustang, and he had booming speakers and a booming sound system. And we would be out there. I remember we were in Port Orchard, and it used to be before it was wave cable. It was something else, and we were out there taking apart these pieces that allowed you to get certain cable channels.
Oh, yeah.
And so we would take these things apart, and he's playing his Queen.
They've been looking for you.
Yeah. And, no, we were getting paid to do this. So, and then all of a sudden, this song comes on. He's like, "Dude, I love this song," and he cranks it up. Bicycle.
It's a good one, dude. Oh, Carly, good morning, sweetheart. She's the best.
Ah, yes. Did you guys get the printer working? I hope you guys got that printer working.
Yeah.
It doesn't play well with Mac. I'm sorry if you guys have Macs. I don't imagine you do.
I don't play well with Mac either.
Yeah, I like Mac.
No, I love my Mac.
Okay, number 4, and not my cup of tea.
Not me either.
We were talking about this earlier in the show about if it's not your cup of tea, don't bitch about it. I ain't gonna bitch about it. ABBA Gold.
ABBA's got a huge following though in Scandinavia, in Europe.
But Take a Chance on Me, Dancing Queen,
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Again, not my cup of tea, but wow, 28 million copies.
We're
And again,
really-
I don't even know if these numbers are right.
We're really getting into not my cup of tea here in a minute.
Not yet. No Mac. Working on it tomorrow. Okay. Hopefully it'll work. I mean, it worked. That printer worked on my wife's Windows desktop, my daughter's, my son's. When I was using my Windows, it worked just fine. But with my Mac, it just didn't play nice. So
Yeah.
Hopefully those drivers will help out. Okay. So let's just move past. Number 3 kind of shocked me, but in a way it didn't.
I'm not shocked that it's on there. I'm just not a fan
Madonna.
at all.
Madonna, the Immaculate Collection, 30 million copies sold.
Have you ever seen the movie Office Space?
Yes.
You know, where he's just like, Michael Bolton's a fine name. And he goes, Michael Bolton was a good name until that no-talent ass clown started writing songs and winning Grammys. That's how I feel about Madonna. There's no-talent ass clowns that are writing songs and winning Grammys.
When I was a young boy, and Madonna first came out, I I wanted to like her. I wanted to, but it just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never liked Madonna. I've never thought she was talented. I thought it was more about the show and the fashion icon than it was about her music.
See, I
She's
feel
not.
like
She doesn't have a great voice.
I feel like she was talented, and like all of us, we get old. But I think she's talented. I mean, these songs for the 80s, they were
I just
right
think she
there.
I just think she captured the imagination of like a generation.
Oh yeah,
But I don't think. But when I listen to her songs, I'm like, they're not really. I don't know.
I'm fine with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I would listen to Madonna over ABBA. I mean, I don't know what that says about me, but whatever. Sarah says best album ever. Maybe not
Crap,
ever,
she's
but I
so
own
pretty
it.
now. Dear God.
Oh crap!
You know what? I saw
Don't
a
lie.
side by side of her and Roseanne Barr the other day, and it said, and Roseanne looks great, by the way. It basically said, and she looks god awful, by the way, Madonna. But it said, if you would have told us in like 1988, it showed them then and them now.
Yeah.
This woman on the right was talking about Roseanne would be the more attractive one in their like 60s. I would have shot you in the face. But
Can I just say, and this is not a sexist comment because I'm going to say the same thing about Kenny Rogers. Can you people just age naturally?
oh my gosh,
Because
God bless.
Kenny Rogers got plastic surgery and he looked like a car wreck.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Meg Ryan got plastic surgery. She looks like a car wreck.
What's
Madonna's gotten plastic.
Mickey
Stop
Rourke,
it.
dude.
Mickey Rourke. Stop, you guys. Stop. I mean, hey, listen. It's your money. Do whatever the hell you want with it. But there is a beauty to
Renee.
aging gracefully.
Renee, you're onto something.
Oh,
Yeah.
what did she say?
Prince, Tupac.
Oh, I know, but they never showed up on here. Number 2, The Beatles. 1. If you remember this album, I believe it's a red album that came out.
With the yellow number 1 on it.
Yep,
It's their
came back in
27
the-
number 1 hits. It came out in the early 2000s.
Late 90s, early 2000s, yeah. It is great. I bought it when it came out.
I still have it. For those of you who know me, the Beatles are my favorite rock band of all time. My kids listen to them a lot now. I still listen to them all the time. In my mind, if you're just going off, what do you think the greatest hits album of all time is? I would tell you the Beatles, hands down.
I would tell you that the number 1 on this list is the number 1 for me. I would absolutely say that.
You know, it's funny you say that too, because as we move to number 1, you're going to shoot me.
Shoot away.
I have never liked the Beatles at all. I can't listen to it.
Take that out of context, you guys. He just said he doesn't like the Beatles.
Sorry, the Eagles.
Nope,
Yeah,
too
I
late.
know. Yeah, sorry.
You heard it. Somebody cut it out.
The
Make
I
a
never-
big
the Eagles,
gift.
like the Eagles comes on the radio, and I'm like, God, turn it! I can't.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, the Big
Wow.
Lebowski. Remember in the back of the car, he's just like, "Can we turn the channel, man? I effing hate the Eagles." And I'm like, "Oh, the Lebowski and
You
I."
are kind of the big Lebowski,
Yeah.
to be quite honest.
I'm just
Mariah says not a fan of the Beatles.
Yeah, well, you just don't understand the music, so.
Mike Krabs
Can't be
says
great at
Tupac's
everything.
greatest hits is a national treasure.
Bro.
Apparently, it didn't sell that many though. so.
Tupac's greatest hits is phenomenal. Two part. It's got two. It
Life
had
and Death.
Had 2 CDs. It was great, dude. I loved it.
So yeah, Eagles, over 44 million copies sold. Their greatest hits album. I love their album. I can listen to it. I loved it when country artists back in the mid 90s.
Jim Croce is timeless. Jim Croce is
yes.
a legend and
Jim
storyteller.
Croce.
Yes.
I remember when country music put out a tribute album to the Eagles, and Travis Tritt did
Travis
Take It
Tritt.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I really like the Eagles. I wouldn't go out of my way to go to a concert.
Here's the thing, like Mariah says, not a fan of the Beatles, and that's fine. I understand it. Like I know some people who are not a fan, but what I would say, what I always say to everyone, you don't have to like the Beatles music, but you cannot deny the fact of what they've meant to music.
Oh hell yeah!
And where we've gotten because of what they did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, their influence. But anyway, yeah,
Absolutely.
Jim Croce's a legend. by the way.
So there's some honorable mentions here, and I'll bring these up. We can chat with these. The Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks.
I think the problem with the Rolling Stones not being higher on the list is they have like 4 greatest hits albums.
I know.
It's like if they just had one.
They just came to Seattle recently too.
Yeah,
I think Coach Nutman was talking about going to
I
that
love
concert.
the Stones.
The
too.
Bee Gees, their greatest hits, The Record. So again,
Some of these-
Garth Brooks, The Ultimate Hits. That surprised me that it. I think the numbers must be wrong because I can't imagine it only sold 10 million copies.
But I think Garth has got one of those things too. He's got a couple different. Like it's like Tim McGraw's got like 5 or 6 greatest hits
Yeah,
albums.
that's true.
They break it down like the hits 81 to 85. You
Right.
know, like I'm like, dude, just put out one mega album if you have.
I think honestly, my band, my greatest rock band of
Tammy,
all time,
Hey Jude,
the Foo
absolutely.
Fighters,
Written to Julian Lennon.
they have one greatest hits album, if I remember correctly. Journey, greatest hits. Bruce Springsteen, greatest hits. Floyd,
I'm surprised Bruce is only.
Pink Floyd, Echo. I mean, Bruce Springsteen could also be like one of those artists that has multiple greatest
Love
hits.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd,
Love Pink Floyd.
AC/DC, Backtracks.
You know what I think about Pink Floyd though is that Pink Floyd probably like I love Pink Floyd. They're very experimental for their time, and I think that like for music historians and people who love that era of music, we're like, oh my god, like Pink Floyd's amazing. Like
I love Pink Floyd. I could listen to Pink Floyd right now.
but there's a lot of people that are saying that's just not our vibe, and that's okay. You know?
To me, Pink Floyd is sitting on my porch, smoking a cigar, drinking whiskey.
We had a buddy in the Marine Corps who played guitar, and his dad had passed away a few years before. And we'd be down on the beach. He'd break out his guitar, and he would sing "Wish You Were Here" and just cry. And I'd be like, "Bro, like, stop!"
Yeah, Mary says I rarely go to concerts anymore because I love the recordings. It's about the music. Concerts about the singers. Yeah,
I'm here to tell you, Keely, when you're talking about Bon Jovi, and that's a great point. "Slippery When Wet," 1989, I believe it was, from Bon Jovi.
Wrong, but continue.
What year did it come out?
No, "Slippery When Wet," I believe was 86 or 87.
Was it that far?
And
Okay.
New Jersey was 88.
But regardless, "Slippery When Wet" is one of the great single standalone albums of all time.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Come on.
There's only a handful of those albums out there where you can just say from beginning to end, you can listen to everything, and it's just perfect.
Phenomenal.
That is a good one as well.
Let me give you another one that's like that. That's kind of almost gained more and more respect as time went on. For me, at least for me.
Crab says "Slippery When Wet" is absolute fire. Yep. Paul says 1987. I remember it because I was wooing a certain sixth grader at that time. And she loved that album, so I learned everything about that album really quick.
I remember we went to my Boy Scout group went to the hydraulic dam, whatever plant, and we went in and it's really loud. And so they said we either had to wear ear protection or headphones. And so I had headphones on and I had the "Slippery When Wet" album on cassette that I was listening to while we were in the hydraulic dam walking around checking it out. Great album. Keely says Floyd even better with more than just a cigar and whiskey. Facts. Oh, In Excess. All right.
The album Kick.
Look, I'm not the biggest fan of this gal, but I'm going to tell you that the Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill album, from top to bottom was quality.
Yep.
And whether you are a fan of Alanis Morissette or not, you can't really argue that album, top to bottom, was full of hits and great music. So,
and that hit just at the right time too. It's kind of been amazing because this is our generation. Most of the people on here, I know a couple of people are either above us or below us as far as generation goes. There's a freaking hair in my coffee. I blame Christy.
It's a red beard here. I blame Christy.
The thing is if you think of music from the 90s and you think about how the 90s started and how the 90s ended, it's amazing to think how that transition happened. Because in the early 90s, I'm listening to gangster rap with my starter jacket, and that's the vibe. Yeah. And then all of a sudden grunge comes in.
Yeah.
And then you go from grunge to some of like 94, 95, you're kind of thinking about this transition of not so much what is
Renee,
that?
Bleach, Nirvana.
What is that movie?
Yeah, good one.
What is that movie that was based in Seattle?
Lots of them.
No. The one with music. The one with Matt, not Matt Damon. Matt, what's his freaking name?
Dylan?
Yeah, Matt Dillon. What's that movie?
Oh,
I want to say Swingers, but I know it's not Swingers.
No, look at all the beautiful babies.
Singles. Thank you.
Singles.
Thank you.
There you go.
And so you think about it's like Singles. Singles was the kind of the end of that first transition.
Wow.
And then we moved into, by the time we got to when you're in high school, and then when you're graduating, we've got all the pop that's just exploding all over the place.
The pop punk.
Yeah.
And dude, Crab just dropped something legendary. Greatest hits album. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Yep.
Phenomenal album.
Yeah, and Paul,
Crab knows that I know because every randomly now and again I'll text Crab and just be like, Bob Seger's a legend. Like I love Bob Seger because I'll be listening to him.
Paul says Billy Joel's greatest hits album. Absolutely. I was actually listening to Billy Joel on the way here this morning because The Piano Man is going to be in Seattle.
I was listening to Misery by Stephen King. I'm so in it. I'm so hooked right now, dude. Oh my god, it's so good. All right.
The thing is I could also tell you guys there's some other albums, but you guys, they're not as popular as other ones.
We went to the Rainiers game on Saturday night, and they played. Sorry, you're talking about albums, and they started playing the music video to Blind Melon to No Rain. And you're just talking about the music of the '90s.
Yeah,
and I just thought to myself, like, as much influence as the '90s have, how much did we miss by all these people that like Lane Staley, Cobain, Shannon Hoon, Andrew Wood, like all these guys and gals that passed away.
Yeah.
From the.
Yeah. It's like grunge was here and gone.
It's, and I look back at some of my favorite albums. And we've talked about this, like our like the grunge scene that came out of Seattle and how they were all around each other, influencing each other.
Yep.
Similar to what the British invasion was of the 60s with the Stones and the Beatles and all these Tommy James and the Shondells. They were around each other, influencing each other. And I'm just sad by how much we must have lost.
Oh, yeah. The old 27 Club.
And then we've talked about, too, like if I put you on the spot, your favorite band to come out of Seattle in that time frame?
Nirvana,
yeah. And mine's Alice in Chains. But, like, there's not a wrong answer.
No.
Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. I mean, there's just not a wrong answer. There was so much Temple of the Dog.
And it's funny because Pearl Jam to me is that band that I have to separate politics from the artist. There's not too many people I have to do that with. There are maybe a couple actors I have to do that with. But Pearl Jam is that because I can listen to Pearl Jam's first hit album.
Yeah.
I can listen to it and be like, man, this is so freaking good. And then I'll think about, I don't agree with Eddie Vedder's politics, but this is so freaking good. And so, for me, I can do that with.
It's
with
funny.
that album.
It's funny too because Pearl Jam's the one band that out of that mix that really was able to stay intact because and they're my least of the big.
Which is funny because the history. What was the name of the band before Pearl Jam? Wasn't it Green River? I think it was just Green River. Was it Green River? It was Green River something.
There was a lot of different mock-ups before you ended up with when I think of the big four from that time period.
Politics have no place in music. Tell that to Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah. Or our boy, what's his face?
Toby Keith.
Yeah. What's Creedence dude? That's all they sing about.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Temple of the Dog.
Yeah. So hypocrite much, Rory? No, not hypocrite.
Still listen to it.
I still listen to it, but that's the inner. I don't want to say demon, but that's the inner thing I have to deal with.
Argument
is I have to realize. And the thing is, again, with the Foo Fighters, I love the Foo Fighters. They had the vaccine mandate a couple years ago. Again, I don't know if it was thrust upon them or if the venue told them they had to do it, but I didn't like it.
The Nuge, Uncle Ted.
But, I was able to get past it. Well, I was going to say is there are some albums that not everybody knows that I think are fantastic albums. I can listen from beginning to end. DC Talk's Jesus Freak from the very beginning to the very end.
Phenomenal album.
Excellent album.
Yeah.
Audio Adrenaline, Bloom, from the very first song to the very last song. It's just pure rock and roll. Not overproduced or anything like that.
There's so many albums that or artists. I used to love to just find new artists that other people aren't heard of.
Yeah.
Right now I'm on a big. Well, it's for the last year and a half, 2 years. I'm on a big modern, what I would consider modern outlaw country, or your Tyler Childers, your Ryan Bingham's.
Yep.
Really big on Billy Strings right now. Billy Strings is a mix up of bluegrass and country. But I love finding that stuff that other people don't necessarily know.
I'll tell you one of my secret obsessions right now is Hardy. And what I mean by that is that he's entertaining.
Oh crap! East 1999 Journal.
He's entertaining.
Hardy?
Yeah, he's very entertaining. You listen to his music. Like Ryan and I were listening to it the other day.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. My technology just sucks.
Anyway, carry on.
Can't see
Hardy.
it there. Can't see it here.
To it.
So anyways, Hardy's not one of the greatest musicians of all time, not one of the greatest artists of all time, but his music is very addictive. And if you've listened to his album, Mockingbird and the Crow, it's brilliant in the sense of he starts off the album that country sound, that modern country sound, not too pop-like, but you can say, oh yeah, this sounds like everything else I'm hearing out there, which is entertaining. It's good. Da, da, da. But then he gets to the Mockingbird and the Crow, and that song changes everything on the album. And it all of a sudden it just goes to this hard rock, southern rock version of his sound. Yeah. And I love it. I love how it goes from that to that. And you could tell if you look at the album, the first half is all written in regular caps. The rest of the songs are all written caps lock. And so obviously Truck Bed is one of his popular ones, but 30-06, I love that one.
Oh yeah.
What's one less 30-06 to a redneck? And I had Ryan read the lyrics, and he's busting up laughing.
I love it.
And because if you listen to the song, the dude, the redneck, literally has 5 rifles. And so his girlfriend's got tired of him hunting, so he takes the one rifle. She takes the one rifle and goes and pawns it off. And he's like, well, I had one underneath the seat, and I got 3 in the safe. So what's one less 30-06?
Another guy, we're talking about these off guys that I absolutely love is Sturgill Simpson.
I've never heard of him.
Sturgill Simpson does a version of Nirvana's In Bloom.
Oh, maybe you have had me listen to that.
And as much as I always like Nirvana, Sturgill Simpson's version of In Bloom is my favorite.
Yes, you've had me listen to that. Yeah, I like that.
It's a great version, man. So, we could talk music forever.
And you know what? We didn't even talk about the other 2 honorable mentions here, U2 and Phil Collins. I'm not a big U2 fan. And then
I'm not like out of my way, but like I'll hit moods where if like something's on, then like if something's something found what I'm looking for, whatever pops on, I'll be like, oh okay, I'll listen to it. Yeah. But I don't go out of my way.
No, not huge.
Yeah, Phil Collins, phenomenal.
Yeah, my phone is not working, so I'm just going to go off of your phone.
Yeah, no, you're good. Crab Threw Down, Bone Thugs and Harmony, East 1999 Journal, great album, phenomenal album. The 90s. I feel like we had a 10-year run in music, like our era, from like the early 90s to the early 2000s. It was just so like eclectic and different, like so many
special. It's super special.
Yeah, I could go off on a tangent about a handful of artists or bands in every genre of music from them that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
The other night I went on a PM Dawn kick. You know what I'm saying? Like Die Without You. No. Tennessee was not PM Dawn. I'm talking about Tennessee was Arrested.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
That's PM Dawn was Set Adrift on Memory Bliss.
PM Dawn. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Die Without You.
Yeah.
Anyway, which I absolutely loved. I'm going to throw something out that's really random because we're talking about that time frame of music.
Okay.
And just stay with me on this. Stay with me. Okay. You remember Mbop by Hanson? Okay. So, right. The song was catchy, very bubblegum.
Sarah's favorite album.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Someone posted them recently on Instagram, and it showed them now.
Oh, yeah.
Singing that song, and it's a lot more of a bluesy kind of feel to it.
Okay.
And they said, if we would have only known how hard their lyrics would hit now as middle-aged, whatever. And I started listening to the lyrics, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
we never listened to the lyrics, did we?
Never listened to the lyrics. And I'm like, these hit hard. I mean, they're all about like, who's going to be with you in your life when you're old? Who's going to care about you as you go through? Like, and I started. So then I started listening, and I was like, dude, their updated like acoustic version of that is fire, first of all.
Okay.
And they started talking about how they would write it, what mbop meant. Someone was like, what's mbop? And they're like, it was something that we used to say in our house that something goes by real fast. Life goes back mbop in a minute. So our parents would be like, and mbop, it's over. Like, and so, and I'm like, so that's what the song's about. And I'm like, man,
nobody told me.
That smacks, right? And so,
wait, did you say this smacks?
I was like, song, yeah.
What
so
are
I
you,
was
freaking Gen Z now?
Yeah, absolutely. So
you got some Riz.
W Riz. Which I don't even know what that is, but my daughter said. So, but now, so then I got to listen to their music the other day, like their new stuff. Bro, Hanson's talented, man. Like those guys, they're our age. I mean, they're in their 40s. Like we're not talking about young guys, right? And their music is good, dude. I'm here to tell you, start listening. It's different. It's not just the bubblegummy.
I'll have to give it a go.
Yeah, it's
well, I'll throw this grenade into the crowd.
Actually, I almost want to have you pull it up on YouTube, the beginning of their acoustic version, and play it. It's legit.
I'll throw a grenade into the crowd, and I'll tell you that music from 2000 to 2010, this change to POD and Creed and Nickelback and Skillet and System of a Down and Breaking Bad or Breaking Benjamin and all these other bands that have that sound, I freaking love it. Like I
thought you were going in a different direction.
No, again, go ahead. I don't care. I'm a Creed fan. I love their albums back then. And some of their songs have very powerful lyrics to it, especially if you're going through some hell. Oh my God!
I'm always going through some hell.
Yeah, so let's do it every day.
Going through some hell right now.
I really love that rock sound. And even Ryan was telling me the other day, he's like, Dad, how come they don't make music like this anymore?
Because people suck, dude.
Yeah,
that's why.
Because you got Miley Cyrus out there making music now.
Bro, what a tragedy that is. I'm looking at. Oh wait, okay. So I got behind.
Okay.
Brett said Simpson. I don't mind. Excellent song. Absolutely.
Paul says only Joshua Tree. Okay.
Renee says okay. We cannot forget about Wu-Tang, dude. Wu-Tang.
Simpson. What is that?
He's talking about Sterling Simpsons. I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
White Stripes, dude. Influential. Great album in the early 2000s.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like until Meg had the anxiety and had to bail. But yeah, great. Their Seven Nation Army album is one of those albums from top to bottom is legit.
Yeah, and the thing is, I really only know Seven Nation Army and what's the other one? What is that song called? They've used it in a movie before.
Yeah. How about the Green Day album? It's the one with Boulevard of Broken Dreams album.
That's a good album. Again, this is another band where I have to separate.
Yeah.
I have to separate, but they make good music.
They're so good. Yeah, they are so good. But yeah, that album, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, phenomenal album, top to bottom.
Yeah, we could talk music all day. So
okay, Jimmy Eat World's first album with the middle on it. That whole album from top to bottom is phenomenal. As is the debut album of Third Eye Blind.
Okay.
Back in the late 90s.
Okay.
That album too, from top to bottom, is legit.
Awesome.
But we're gonna be here forever.
We could talk music all day long. And here's the thing, if we wouldn't get banned for playing music,
that's true.
I'd be pulling music up right now.
Yeah, we've done that's
crazy.
happened before. All of a sudden, we're all.
This would be a 6-hour show.
Yeah. Brett says impressed at the span and genres you guys are aware of, and somewhat no. Yeah, dude. So Brett, like in our house, so like growing up for me, my dad was big into music, and we had albums. A lot of vinyls, and so I got really into it. And now I have, I don't know, several thousand vinyls, and I'm that way with my girls, like and my son now too. We listen to a huge span of genres. I try to dabble in everything. There's just too much out there to stick yourself in one area. So
and it's great you bring that up because I'll every once in a while I'll get on a old school country kick, and I'll just play old school country. And I never thought I'd do something like that. I mean, the way I was raised, the way I grew up, country was not a thing.
Yeah.
And then just to think I can listen to this old country and go, man, this slaps.
I would say, smacks.
Slaps.
My dad was not a country fan at all. So I got a lot of classic rock growing up. But Paul says 6 hours. Okay, I'm off for 8 days. But yeah, I got into country in the early mid 2000s.
Okay.
And now it's obviously I listen to a ton of it. And like I said, modern outlaw is huge for me. Or even old school, the outlaw, the highwayman type stuff. But yeah. No,
we're good.
The wife is texting. We've lost bits.
Okay, there we go. I have it on Do Not Disturb, so even Christy can't get through.
You have I like how you can have the Do Not Disturb except for these people.
Yeah.
And then, so then if you get there, oh crap, what do we got going on?
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Say my verse rodeo. So, all right. Do we have anything else you want to chat with?
Here, let me one more second. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Memorial Day. So why don't you start talking about Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is a holiday. Yeah, it's his wife. It's important.
Yeah,
So
the
yeah,
do's and
we're going to
don'ts.
talk about Memorial Day do's and don'ts. Do not thank a veteran for their service on Memorial Day. That's not what it's about. Well, you can thank a veteran for their service every day, but it's not about them, and it does offend some people, especially those who have lost buddies in battle. Hey, do barbecue and have a good time and have a blast, but also please take a minute to remember why you have the time and the ability to have that barbecue and have a blast.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things I put on there. Maybe that maybe that helps.
Don't wish anyone a happy Memorial Day. Yeah, it's not a happy occasion. Don't thank the current troops. Don't disregard its importance. Don't forget it exists. Don't let politics keep you from rendering respect. Do display your American flag proudly. Do read something patriotic. Do post a meaningful message. Do watch a wreath-laying ceremony. Do wear a poppy. Yeah, absolutely. And the whole thing of like that people get into about like should I barbecue, celebrate, or whatever? Absolutely, absolutely. Because the way I look at it, and I have people that I know that I lost in Iraq and whatnot, is those guys that I know, buddies, would want you to have that day with your family.
Yep.
And not want it to be lost on you that you are able to have that. I'm all jacked up. It's not playing for me either.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that you're able to have that day because of the sacrifices that people like that made. And so enjoy it.
Right.
Enjoy it, but be respectful. I take my kids every year and we go to one of the national cemeteries in our area and just stroll around. I usually send them on the kids love to go on a scavenger hunt to find the Medal of Honor recipients that might be laid to rest there and read their citations. They like to put the coins on and say that they were there, and make sure that the flags are, if flags have fallen down that are on the markers, make sure they get put back up. And so we spend some time, usually an hour or so, walking around one of the national cemeteries in our area and just paying our respects. I think that's important. And I think it's important to talk to your kids about, if you have kids, about the meaning of it. My buddy Sergeant Pate, he was Sergeant Pate when we were together. He was a gunny when he passed, but I like to tell them about Sergeant Pate and read that to them and let them feel that their dad knows somebody personally.
Mm-hmm.
My son asked me this morning, Maverick says, do we have anybody in our family? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. You guys have a cousin, Grandma. We went, actually found his name when we were in Olympia on the Vietnam Memorial that passed away in Vietnam. And so, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Paul, that's a good point. If nothing else, watch Private Ryan.
Yeah, Private Ryan's a great one.
You know what? I think it might be time to introduce Ryan to Private Ryan. But not, I just realized that's my son's name too. But no, I think
time to introduce Ryan to Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Damn it. You know what I mean?
Stop twisting my words.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, you should have Ryan watch it.
Yeah.
He would get a lot out of that, I think. So, what do you got plans?
For Memorial Day? No, not yet. Not yet. I just kind of, honestly, I'm just taking it day by day. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I know everybody's got issues in their life.
Yeah.
And it's nothing that's detrimental that we got going on in our life, but it's just, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And
we both have kids graduating.
And trying to herd kittens is what I'm doing right now with with work and my personal life and just everything going on. And then the occasional Molotov cocktail by friends and family.
I feel like there's something I haven't heard yet.
I'm about ready to take a tennis racket and hit that Molotov cocktail back to him.
It was funny. I was literally, you'll get a kick out of this. One of Maverick's baseball coaches, he sees me strolling up. First off, strong Christian guy, great dude, right? My Uncle Jim, you are aware of my Uncle Jim.
Oh yeah.
Asked me if I knew a real estate lawyer, and I was like, yeah. And one of Maverick's baseball coaches is a real estate lawyer. And I was like, oh God, I gotta be, my Uncle Jim needs a real estate lawyer. So I went to, and I said, hey man, and he's like, yeah, I'll help him out. I was like, I'm warning you. this is the man you're dealing with, all right? And I used some language that my uncle might use just in passing when he meets you. And he was like, I'm like, so I'm just warning you. So then he met my uncle, and he was like, dude, I was planning for all this character you were telling me about, and I didn't get it. I was so disappointed, and I was like, I just called and yelled at my uncle and called him all the names he calls me because I was like, but
you turned me into a liar.
Yeah, so he's helping him out. But then he's like, hey, speaking of real estate, and he was like, this is what we're looking for. And he was like, we're looking for like property that we could either zone or do whatever. He's like, myself and my siblings all want to build houses where we have all this. And I was like, so you're starting a cult? And he was like, he's laughing. But I got to thinking about like your and I family dynamic, and I was just like, there are people out there who want to buy one big chunk of property for their whole family to live on together in bliss and harmony. And I thought to myself, that's not my family.
No.
Never in my life.
No.
I love you all, but never in my life would I want to live on the same property as you.
And I don't know if bliss and harmony would ever be a thing.
No. Molotov cocktails would be a thing. I bombed Dad's again today.
Of course you did.
Yeah. I didn't hurt or maim him. It was just enough to send a message that I mean business. Don't come across my line.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. So let's wrap this bad boy up.
Renee, me and my sisters. Yeah, you guys are close. The Woody Woodpecker movies that are on Netflix, like the newer ones, the kids were just watching the second one the other day, and it has to do with these two camps, and it's a family property, and they literally drew a line down the middle and like, do not cross this line. That would be my family. Do not cross this line, or I will shoot your foot off.
Luke is the one that put the line there.
Yeah, I am. But enough acres apart when we fight. Yeah, I thought we were all moving to Montucky. Ooh, I could go with a Montucky cold snack right now.
It's not a bad idea, my friend. Not a bad idea.
Montucky cold snacks.
All right. Well, that's it, you guys.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
We'll be here next week unless somebody pisses me off and I'm in jail. Could happen. I am going to Seattle tomorrow. So.
Which, if you guys know him, like I know him, like he says it, I'm like, yeah, that's possible. I'm like, that's not even far fetched. So
Ryan says to me the other day, says, Dad, have you ever seen the movie Falling Down?
Oh my gosh.
I said, no, son, but we need to watch it. Because this is your father right now.
Absolutely. Oh, man.
I even showed him. I said, you know that one of the Foo Fighters songs is they do their song based off of this movie.
Yep.
And so I started showing it to him. He was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Falling Down. That could happen in the next week.
Bring it on.
No, it's all good. We should be here next week unless something changes.
Bill money is ready, says Auntie Donna. Tammy says, thanks, guys. Great show.
Thank you, Auntie Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should be here next week.
Have you ever met Auntie Donna in the flesh? I don't believe you have.
I'm not sure if I have.
She'll be at Maddie's grad party.
Okay.
With Grandma Great.
I got Maddie's gift.
Oh, man. I don't even know if I'm going to know.
Oh, it's good. It's
All
good.
right.
It's good.
All right.
I like it. I think she'll appreciate it.
I got Ryan a fifth of whiskey. I hope you don't mind.
He'll appreciate it.
I thought it was time.
He's like, I've had to deal with this guy for 19
I called
years.
Fernando for a special. All right.
And then, so yeah, we'll have a show next week, but then we're going to be a little distracted next week because, well, at least one of us will be. My Ryan, who finished school, because he's homeschooled. Screw you, Burlington Northern. My son, Ryan, is all done with high school. That's the joy of being a homeschooled kid.
I know.
He's done. He doesn't have to show up to
Who
school.
says he gets to graduate? You?
No, the state.
Certified by me, your father?
We have to submit crap to the state to, he's got a 3.5 GPA and everything. And we use different programs. It's not just in the house. Like, oh, hey, Ryan, that looks great. There's an A for you.
This is how you roll a cigar, Ryan.
Yeah. So Ryan has finished high school, and he's just waiting to go through the ceremony next week. And
Congrats, Ryan. Well done, son.
Pretty freaking excited. And so,
despite your father's best efforts, you made it.
Yeah, I got to give his mom all the credit. She's the hero. She's the hero. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm being misogynist. I'm giving my wife credit.
How dare you? Yeah.
All right. I'm going to end the show the way we started. You irritate me. Not my wife. Not my wife.
I appreciate you guys. Congrats to Ryan on being done.
Oh, wait. Sorry. One more thing. You guys. Just a little bit over a week.
Yeah.
Just a little bit over a week. We are not even close to our goal.
Yeah, we're going to be putting out a lot next week.
Help.
Peanut butter money, donations, whatever you can do. Literally, I was thinking about this. If everybody on my friends list donated $10, we would far surpass our goal by like double or triple. So,
$10.
please.
And if you don't know the QR code, look on Luke's page, look on my page. The QR code is everywhere.
Yeah.
And just as little as $10. If everybody would do $10,
that'd be great.
We'd be able to help out our local community and our food banks around here. So
Hey, since we were real quick talking about our kids being awesome, and I know I talk about mine.
okay, we'll finish this with this.
Maddie got named Outstanding Senior in Puyallup School District. She was one of 20 out of her school of 600 graduating seniors. I always tell her, the goal is just for her to be better than I was, which, she passed out in like second grade. But, but it's starting to get a little embarrassing.
It's par for the course now for you.
People are like, chip off the old block. I'm like, God, no.
No, not this block. Not this blockhead.
Super proud of her. She just every night we have to keep going to some honoring and different thing, and I'm super proud of her. So, Maddie, I love you, babe.
Great job, Maddie.
Continue to please be better than me. You're incredible.
You want to answer Renee real quick?
Sure. Peanut butter. Years ago, Rory was doing some research and talking to people, and it turns out that food banks and places that help out those in need are always in a shortage of peanut butter. It's a healthy and easy snack for kids and families who need things, and they're always in a shortage of needing it. Our friend Kaylee runs peanut butter and jelly for the homeless. They're always in a shortage of needing it to make sandwiches for the homeless.
It's got a long shelf life too. You can open up a jar of peanut butter and you can keep it on the shelf for months.
Yeah, Auntie Donna says we make over 80 PB and jelly sandwiches for the food bank twice a month. It's shelf stable and high protein.
Yep, nailed it.
When I was a kid and we were broke, we just used to grab spoons, and that was like our treat. And I love it. And I still do it. And my kids still do it. And so they really need peanut butter. A few years ago, we raised 2,000 pounds. We would love to do 4,000. We need your guys' help.
We need your help because we are not close.
And so if you jump on my page or Rory's page, our Venmo link's on there. At Mountain River Vista is our Venmo link. There's a picture of us on there, so you know it's us, so we can buy in bulk. If you could donate $10, $20, and all of your friends could do the same thing, we could buy more. We could buy 8,000 pounds.
Yep.
And here's how crazy it is. When we did 2,000 pounds before, the Puyallup Food Bank told us, I thought we gave enough peanut butter for a year. It was a month and a half.
Right.
So that's the need.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think. 2,000 pounds of peanut butter, month and a half.
So please, if you're willing to help, we would love to help. So I think that's all we got.
That's it. That's all. I'm going to go see the Piano Man tomorrow. And
we didn't start the fire.
Bob's your uncle.
But we did fan it. All right.
Is that from eating burritos?
Yeah.
Okay. Later.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.